My name's Ben Bailey Smith. I'm an actor and a writer and a patron of the charity Ashford Place. Today I've come to Kilburn, the area I grew up in, to meet with Chris, one of the first beneficiaries of Boost Up, their new project to help young homeless Londoners. Hey, I'm Ben Bailey Smith. I'm patron at Ashford Place, and I'm pretty hyped to be able to introduce one of the first beneficiaries of the Boost Up scheme. He's here with me, and this is Chris.
Hi, my name's Christopher Davis. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, so the first question I want to ask you is kind of the most important in a way of all of them, the most profound, which is how are you doing?
I'm being honest with you. It's very nice from where I initially started, where I'm coming from. Like all the help we receive, the support, and the communication system is just great. It's more than what I expected.
Okay.
In terms of place to live, to be honest with you, this is probably one of the best places that I could have been put in.
It's a beautiful area, I'm not going to deny it. We're sort of, I guess we're kind of between Kilburn and Queen's Park here, which is a stone's throw from where I grew up. But you mentioned, just when you started speaking there, about how much of an improvement this is on where you came from. So let's talk a little bit about Chris up until this point here.
Me and my mum, my two sisters, we was living in a one-bedroom hostel. One man and three women in the room together. To me, it was just ridiculous. And
how old are you at this point?
I was 22. So because I have two little sisters who are 8 and 13, it was just, to me, it wasn't a very healthy environment for them or for me. And that kind of added to the fire, that little situation, because Mum was stressed out, and because she was stressed out, I was stressed out. Because I was stressed out, my sisters got affected as well. So, a very hostile environment, so I just need to get out, not just for my benefit, but for everyone else's. So I did. Obviously, before that happened, Mum kicked me out of the house, but that wasn't because of something that I did, it was just because of our situation. It was so toxic and cramped in that room that someone was bound to get upset, and there just happened to be Mum in it. And just out of respect for that situation, I took necessary steps to get help from certain charities.
Can you talk a little bit about the state of mind and vulnerability around being a young person sleeping rough?
Well, if you don't have anyone to support you physically, that takes emotional and mental toll on you. And I feel if you're not equipped or adapt enough to deal with situations like that on your own, a situation like that could even make or break you. I've come across a lot of homeless people in my journey, and some of them haven't been homeless for that long, but you can see that it's had a serious effect on them. And when they're telling me they used to be this outgoing person who's very well spoken, etc., I'm looking at them now, they're not even half the person they used to be, and I'm thinking, wow, like, I never knew something like this could have such a dramatic effect on me, or I never expected it to. And also, the support system plays a role in it. If there's no one there supporting you, then it'll take even bigger toll on you.
There's an idea in certain people that people who are homeless have no work ethic. Yeah. They don't want to work. That's why they're homeless. It's all their fault. And other people might look at this Boost Up scheme and Ashford Place as being somewhere that rewards lazy people who don't work, don't want to work. What would you say on that?
I'll say there's lots of preconceptions on what it means to be homeless and what homeless people go through and how much they struggle. Like, I didn't know until I went through it. I wouldn't say misread the situation, but I was clueless. If I'm being honest with you, I was completely clueless. It wasn't what I thought it was. It's not as easy or straightforward as people make it out to be. When you're homeless, you're basically starting from scratch again. So I think there's lots of people assuming just because of what they see on TV or what they hear people saying. So I think it's something you need to experience or talk to someone who has experienced it in order to fully comprehend it or go through it yourself. So I don't really pay people who haven't been in that situation mind, so sometimes it's just better to ignore it.
It's very interesting. So 3 months rough sleeping, getting into that shelter, working with Ashford Place. What does the future hold for you now? Like, what, first and foremost, what are you working on right now to change your situation for the better again? And how do you see your future? So it's kind of two questions.
Well, right now I am currently working with Ashford Place in order to find myself a full-time employment role. So more hours. Right now I've got a part-time job, but I need more hours in order to maintain and pay rent and, take care of myself. So right now we're working together trying to find me a full-time job. Other than that, I'm also coaching, I'm training, I'm trying to get back into education.
Okay.
So there's a lot of things in the works right now. But the main thing is keeping in touch with Ashford Place in order to get myself a full-time job.
And having that roof over your head is one huge thing less to worry about day to day.
Having this roof over my head it's brought stability to my life again, and I think that was the word I used the most when I was at the shelter. I just need stability. And I don't think people really understood what I meant when I said stability, but once some of my friends started to get their place, they started to understand, like, now just focus on getting, now you have that stability. They're like, but I was very, very happy. I was over the moon when I was told, you got your place. Because all I was thinking about was getting a job and starting to work and just being happy again, man.
Yeah, so it's a fascinating way to, even just thinking about life as a whole. How can a person concentrate on B, C, D, and E when A hasn't even been dealt with?
Exactly.
You can't think about what's on the other side of the mountain if you haven't even got hiking boots. You just got bare feet.
Makes sense.
So it's incredible to hear that journey, and full credit to you and to Ashford Place for getting you in this position where your future could definitely hold something bright. So well done, man.
Success stories like Chris's are incredible, but they are unlikely to happen in any great number without charitable donations. To find out how, visit www.ashfordplace.org.uk.